Zig in the Zone with Ralph, Zig, Tyko.
All right.
Whoa, hey, welcome back. I'm Ralph Tyko. They call me Zig. We're Zig in the Zone, and Paulie has another guest for us this week.
Yeah,
She's
they
back.
do
She's
call
back.
you Zig. They do call you Zig. They call me whenever they need something fucking recorded. Oh wait, that's something else.
Yeah,
I'm Paul. What's happening?
you guys have a storm in Modesto.
Well, okay, so we're not in Modesto. I mean Modesto. We're actually in the
Oh,
Central Valley, but that's close because that's where my parents live.
well,
And if
they have
you're
a
stalking
storm.
my parents, that's where you start, is in Modesto. So we're not in Modesto. We're in the Central Valley. We're somewhere between heaven and earth. No, we're somewhere between Manteca and Stockton. We're in a little town called Lathrop. If you blink, you'll miss us.
Except when
Well-
you're a deli.
And then also joining us, just so you guys know, is Jen Eros. I guess that's that way. Where are we going? We're going that way. There we go. There she is. Yeah,
Hey,
sure.
well, welcome back, Jen. You're a breath of fresh air. And
Well, after what you guys are smoking.
Yeah, especially after what we're
She's
smoking.
got a hot box right there.
Yeah. That's what I call fresh air. That's what I call Mother Nature, darling. That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
Oh, no,
it's
Angel last week.
Yeah.
really a blessing that we have it, especially in these times. They could be worse.
Oh,
But-
but we're gonna go ahead. I know we got to talk about this today because you just brought up something in my head. But go ahead. Sorry, you're right. You're. It's great that we have this during these times of need. In times of weed. No, times of need.
Having
weed.
this podcast?
No, the cannabis. We're having nice
Thank
cannabis.
God it's legal now because we sure need it.
Yeah. Well, did you see what else he legalized over the weekend?
What?
You didn't see what he legalized
I
over
try
the
not to
weekend?
pay attention.
He
No,
fast-tracked it through the FDA.
What? Okay.
Oh, no. He received it. So Donald Trump over the weekend receives a text from somebody in the industry. Someone from our industry.
Okay.
What do you mean in our industry? I mean the podcasting industry. He gets a text from Joe Rogan.
Okay.
And he basically
sent
sent him a link that was showing a study done through Stanford where I forget how many vets were taking psychedelic drugs.
Okay.
And it was helping them with PTSD, depression.
They've been doing that study since a long time.
Right. So anyway, he sent him a text, and within, I guess, 2 or 3 minutes of him sending the text, Trump replies, "Do you want to get FDA approval for this?" Over the weekend, he has federally mandated for medical use for vets the use of psychedelic drugs, psilocybin and stuff, mushrooms.
Well, they have to be on it to sign up to become a vet now.
Well, but there's a lot of vets out there. I mean, there's everybody from like my dad, which they don't, and which I can take the camera off me now. I look so handsome. It's better than it's literally like
That quick. That's the approval.
that within a week, within a weekend.
Text,
I think it happened
email.
Thursday. It's now Tuesday. They had the press release yesterday, so that was within 4 days. So, and even though I think that's a great thing, I think that it's going to do a lot of people a lot of good. No one, not even the president, especially the president. Is he a doctor or anyway? Not even. I don't even think the president should be able to fast track something through the FDA that quick.
He shouldn't be fast tracking anything.
Because what if it was something else? What if it was a vaccine from RFK? What if it was like even during COVID, it was what? Bleach and
hydroxychloroquine.
Which also was a suggestion from Joe Rogan. So
now we know which worms are in his ear.
All right, or what is it? Ivermectin. Yeah. So, okay, anyway, so it was fast-tracked over the weekend. I think it was a great thing because it's a thing that's going to help people. But
Only
should
by
anybody
acting
have
it.
that kind of absolute power? I mean, even okay, so let's put it in some context. That's mushrooms for seniors. That's not a vaccine for COVID, right?
Well, it's only going to affect.
So I mean, I understand how.
Paul,
Go ahead.
it's only going to
Jen,
affect the
you gotta
population.
let him complete his thought, hon.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's only going to affect the population that can question the fuck he's doing. Okay, they're already going to think they need to be on shrooms just to deal with his shit.
Well, sure, because even he made a joke during the release because he signed the.
Thank you for paying attention to this.
He signed the what is it called, executive order in the Oval yesterday with everybody behind him, including Joe Rogan, and he was reading what the seniors are going to be getting it for, which is like PTSD, depression, and then when he said depression, he actually looked up at the camera and kind of said, "Oh, for depression, should I try this, guys?" And everybody in the room laughed.
Oh,
and he goes,
yeah,
"Oh, I don't."
should.
He goes, "I don't have time to be depressed. I'm too busy." And then he kept going.
For everything he's busy in, I wish they would give him at least a chicken bone to joke on, something to slow him down for all the fuckery.
So again, I get it when it's a vaccine that's going to save millions of lives.
A medical necessity.
Right, a medical necessity. We're in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah, but
I understand that and how maybe, and I guess that still should be put up for like Congress, right?
It's zero appropriate authorization for it.
Right.
You have financial stuff that is always tied to this, which is Congress and the purse. You know, how do you set up a thing that goes, okay, we're going to change all of our laws now, how the law enforcement across the nation handles these cases? Do we let these people out on parole now if that was their only charge? What else comes down from the retroactive? I think there's a lot of considerations, and he doesn't have the power to put it together.
No, he doesn't.
And I don't want him making those kind of decisions for us, but I again.
Sometimes he sneaks through a boner, okay?
Well, okay, so like that one, I think that was a good thing. I think
most of the stuff we gag on.
I think he's made some good decisions, and some of them have been silly ones. Like what was the one? Oh, he got rid of the paper straw, which is good and bad in my eyes because. For one, I don't like straws. I don't use straws. But if I use straws, I don't. If they have a paper straw, keep the paper straw.
Okay, so how are they using? What are they using? Dollar bills for cocaine?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Well, hey, we have some bigger fish to fry.
Yeah,
okay.
Bring it.
All right.
Ralph, this is your show. Welcome.
This is your show. Welcome to your show.
I was just thinking that. He has the nuclear codes till this moment. He hasn't. Now,
I think the
that's
silent box must say Fisher Price.
We got to get him the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And one way or the other, we've talked about this, Paulie and I, for 2.5 years now.
Oh, I did back in 17 with my show. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been around too long.
Okay. All right. Let me go on to something that I had planned to talk about today, which in the wake of Marty Rose's death, Marty was a big contributor to forming the Comfortably Zoned network. And we paid a lot of homage to him. He was my boyhood friend, second grade. Loved the guy. His kids call me Uncle Ralph.
Yeah.
So it's been a rough 2 weeks. Let me adjusting to him being gone. I thought I would handle it a little bit by talking about some of the people who were early on contributors and formed Comfortably Zoned, who are no longer here, in addition to Marty. I want to talk about someone who is very important to the way my life turned out. For one, Mark Littell. Mark Littell and I met when I was the Tops guy back in the 80s. I would sign players to contracts so Tops would have their permission to use their picture on baseball cards.
Okay.
I met Mark Littell at that time and quickly befriended him. We were absolutely polarized in our belief system. He was I can't even remember what part of the South he was raised in, what his um, his motivation for being the way he was, a Southerner, came from, other than he was a Southerner. What can I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
We went from there to first, he made eye contact with me and didn't blow me off. Didn't try to, he was a coach in the minors. And we became fast friends. We became fast friends because he told me how he handled the adversity of having one of the most important home runs hit against him in Major League history. And I was enamored with that. Later, I find out that Mark Littell did a lot of talking to veterans. And he was there for them. I'm a veteran. You know, I'm a sympathizer too of the veterans. So, Mark Littell, when I started my podcast network, became a regular contributor. And he made me feel good as he did back in the 80s doing this. He's a great guy. And Mark Littell passed recently. And I want to pay homage to him a little bit, what he did for my uh, network. And he was a good guy, let me tell you that. Talk about another guy who passed away, Ron Rabinovich. When I was doing podcasts early on, I had no direction whatsoever. But I did a podcast with Ron, who wrote a book called Letters from Jackie. Turns out it was letters from Jackie that he got when he was a kid. And he published them in a book. And that's what our first podcast was together. That book and and um, and Ron helped me decide a direction that he helped me help take me in, and that was doing important podcasts with authors, former players, people of all, and talking about what their needs are, what they experience, rather than just throw a podcast up every day. Ron passed away recently, a couple of years ago, and that was tough. One of my godfathers doing this was Eric Lenneberg, a minor league announcer who announced um, in in baseball in baseball games that were included the instructional league. And his partner at that time was Lenny Randall in doing this. Now, Eric and I became fast friends, and he had on the network Comfortably Zoned a show for a period of time, a terrific show. And he introduced me to Lenny Randall, his fast friend, who ended up having a show on my network for a period of time. And one thing led to another, and the network was evolved. Well, Lenny Randall passed recently. So, in the last year or so. It's been a rough time keeping the network together on one form or another, and missing these guys. Jerry
Well, you know,
Feitelberg, pardon?
Uh, we were trying to actively listen. We didn't want to leave you there hanging. No, but you're
No,
going on to Jerry. But you're going on to Jerry. But
um,
it must be hard. It must be hard to persevere. So
well, it's
even at our generation, so I'm approaching 60. So I'm 20 years your junior. And
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 I'm
Jen, and
20
Jen
years
just turned 23. So give us the other perspective of things. She just turned 23, so we've got a
No,
lot
I
of
had a friend
generations
from
in
my school that I just noticed my feed was like 2 days late telling me he was in having his heart paddled
well,
into the right rhythm. I'm
uh,
like, wait a minute, our contemporaries right now are going through this shit. And
Well,
it
that's
made
what I
yeah.
mean. So we
I
all
mean,
kind of have our.
he was one of the football players that actually smelled good after a game. I could dance with him, you know. So,
Well, yeah, and so
you
like
know,
every time I log on to social media, someone else has passed or something else at my age, and yeah, everybody dies. There's people that die too young. Well, I guess everything's too young, right? Which isn't that a funny term? Die too young. Isn't everything too young? Unless you're suffering.
my grandma found love again at 90. You know, her partner was given 6 months because of Alzheimer's. They had 6.5 years together. So 95 and a half, she died a week after he did. You know, broken
God,
heart probably.
God bless, God bless your grandmother. Let me
Yeah.
finish with
But my problem
Well,
for you, Ralph,
let me
is you know
Jen
what you're missing.
Jen Jen. Let me finish my thought about Jerry while
Yeah.
it's fresh in my mind, if you
sure,
would.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. All these people I'm talking about were not only members of the Comfortably Zoned family, they were friends. And Jerry Feitelberg was one who gave the network credibility. He was a terrific guy, and I'm going to miss him as well. I miss him now as well. I look over at Bay Farm Island, where Jerry um, owned a home, and I look over at it every day, not by design, just simply by where I am and what part of um, of Shoreline Drive I live, so that he's always in my mind, and that's what I want to say about these people, um, how they're missed, and how, along with Marty, I think about them all the fucking time. So now I'm gonna put it to Paulie. to do a little business, if you would.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate that. And Jen, I just want to clarify when he said you're 23, he meant to say you have jackets that are 23. That's what he meant.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
don't lie
That's
about my
what
age. I'm 54. I let other people lie about my age.
I know. Yeah. And you're a junior to me, so what can I say? Uh, I'll be dead
Well,
soon. Peace at
I
last.
just love how much they impacted your life. That you feel such great losses because it was so full having them in it. And I'm grateful for you to bring their attention to us, our attention to them, and a moment where we could reflect on those that walked before and how blessed you were to have them all as friends. So thank you for sharing your
Well,
stories.
my pleasure. Thank you for listening.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, here we go. I'm back. I'm here. As you said, let's do a little bit of business. These are not only our sponsors and supporters, like you at home, but these are good friend of ours and good friends of ours, and they give us not only support when we need it, but they give us peace of mind. So, as you said, let's go ahead and do that business. And commercial one, roll. Whether it's criminal defense, estate planning, or civil litigation, the answer is the law offices of Andrew Doja. Call us today at 510-865-1600 or find us on the web at dojalaw.com.
For tenant and landlord disputes, there's no other than the law office of Jeff Canberra. Call now 1-510-865-7369 and don't forget to tell them Zig sent you.
All right, well, so that was a little premature. I will never be caught like that with my pants down again. That's right. So please like, subscribe, and ring that little bell on all 4 social media networks. That's right. Find the Comfortably Zone Network on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitch. That's right. Go like, subscribe, ring that little bell, and do that thing that you do. All right, and then Ziggy's part. What does Ziggy say?
Ziggy say, vote against Trump next time. Is that a good
No, for the
idea?
Head Start program. That's right. The
Oh,
Head Start program helps children get ready to succeed in school and in life. Early learning and development, health and wellness, family well-being, and family engagement. So now tell me, Ziggy, tell me what you say.
okay. Head Start program gives kids the chance of developing a passion. No matter what you do in life, having a passion is great. Wrap up new or lightly used, wherever you are, books, children's books at that, and take them to the Head Start program wherever y'all live. And that would make Ziggy happy. How about that?
There you go. That makes sense to me. All right, we're back here. Yes, please. Lightly loved children's books or new books, as opposed to adult magazines. Please drop them off to your local Head Start program. I know
Well,
you're like, I know.
whatever your community will accept.
No, I'm making a very bad joke. That's why I took the
No,
slash off this.
that's
That's why I took the slash off the screen, because we're joking here, folks.
yeah.
But every time you say children's books, I think to myself, okay, I get you.
DNA free.
I get the times we live in are so perilous. How about this? Trump is cutting money to cancer research for kids. So what do you think he's doing for people like the Head Start?
It's okay. None of us have a future anyway, so we're fine. I mean, so
No, we do, but I'm serious about this. we got to take over where the government used to help consistently, at least until we get a new regime. How
No,
how long?
I agree. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's that joke Tourette's thing that I got, and apparently I need to stop drinking energy drinks. So because I've cut 2 people off, I think today so far on this podcast.
There's only
No,
two.
no, it's literally it's. Yeah, no, it's horrible. I don't know
Yeah.
what we're supposed to do with this. So
Well, there's no more
Well,
Trump factor. Everything's awful.
yeah.
He litigates it just as much as a stroke of a pen from the Oval Office is nothing more than a wish list at this point. If he hasn't done the work to back up the things that he's written, it takes forever for those things to actually be implemented. They aren't necessarily law enforceable. But the fact is, we have a criminal on our hands. We have a whole criminal enterprise on our hands. And the blood of everybody that they have harmed is on our hands. And until we can change that, we cannot be complicit. We cannot sit still. As much as we can, they're going to do what they're going to do. We can't afford any more doings. I want him to take a nice long sleepy nap and not do harm for a while because we have no breath in between to clean up the mess.
Well, I'd like to see him electrocuted. How about that?
oh jeez.
Send him our storm.
Yeah,
No.
so I've done the Christian in me. The Christian in me tells me, "Holy smokes! I never wanted someone to run into bad luck so badly."
I can switch people to
I
No.
want to release. I want to release a herd of black cats in front of his path. I want to make sure he drops a mirror. I want to make sure he.
Gosh, I got 20 cats and only 2 of them are black.
Oh.
I mean, they all have black and white except for 2.
Well, where there is a spray can of paint, there is a way.
Don't ask me where that
Well,
went.
So, I've seen that Pepe Le Pew cartoon before.
Over the head.
Yeah, I'm just telling
I've never
you.
wanted to say.
It's just a roll of paint. Okay, so yeah, no, and I've never, like I said, I've never had these kind of thoughts where I wish somebody ill will like this. Yeah,
I just want him to.
I've never felt this, especially someone that I have no personal connection to. Like I've wanted someone to ill will on people, and it's not a good thing to say, but it's true. But it's usually personal people that have in my life that have wronged, or I have felt that has wronged me. Have they really wronged me? I don't know. That's open to discussion. But here's a person, especially the president of the United States. Why am I even worried about him? But I am, because we're in this.
Everything that matters.
We're in this alternate universe. So that's what's going on.
all right. What else is new in your life, Paulie?
Let's get out of Let's get out of the gutter and into my life. That's my gutter. No. Other than, which is great. Now open up the blinds again for me, Jen. It looks like it's a beautiful spring day out there. Oh no, it looks like it's snowing now. It's coming down lighter and thicker. You can actually see it. And it must be lighter because it's kind of coming down in big drops. I don't know. That doesn't make sense at all. It's coming down slower because it's in big drops. No, I don't know.
We have some blue sky peeking through.
Well, yeah, it's a total blue sky. Now it's total blue sky peeking through the white ass clouds.
Yeah, we're just in the middle of the tornado.
Yeah, okay. Just in the middle of the tornado.
We'll be in Kansas here a bit.
So what's going on with me? Status quo with the studio. We need butts and seats. If you guys want to express yourself, please reach out to us at Edge Studios online, on all social media, like right below me here. You can reach out to us you can call us at 650-503-3435. You can send us an email at edgestudiosonline@gmail.com. Or you can just go to the nearest rooftop and scream my name. I don't know.
Quasimodo!
There you go. See, I respond. So that's what's going on with the studio. Me personally, I'm so whooped. I don't want to have to catch anybody up on anything personally. I'm gonna start putting out a newsletter, so that way I don't have to tell everybody every time I see someone. I go, "Didn't you get your copy of the newsletter? Here, tap your phone to my phone, and there's the copy of this week's newsletter
Get your QR code
and my press release and." Whatever. I don't know. That or I just need to start doing a podcast because it was my birthday 4 days ago and I only responded to about 100 out of about 250 messages.
Oh, happy birthday, Paul.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure.
So,
Many
that
more.
kind of stuff's been happening. That's what's going on.
I highly recommend that you keep your hand in by doing a regular podcast on your own.
Well, yeah, even over the last week or so, I've thought I want to at least say thanks to everybody for saying happy birthday online. But then I also just want to give like an update. I'd rather just give, even if it's I'm doing that, the Kirkenbauer half an hour with Bill Kirkenbauer. So he takes 30 minutes a week just to talk about whatever's stuck in his craw. And so I should be doing that also. I have not done a disciplined podcast for years now. And I own a studio, and I told myself that was the first thing I was going to do, is I was going to make this of a more of a regular thing. When I built out this studio here, my home studio, as well as the ones in the city.
Well, you've done that.
You can own 3 studios, but you can own 3 studios and still not have a regular podcast, is what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Right. You've done that. You've built a terrific mobile, off studio environment. Right. And now's the time.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah. I need to. It was funny. I've been trying to get one of my other friends in San Francisco, which will rename nameless at this point. But here's a guy that I know has always wanted a platform to be able to express himself. And so, and I know it's been really stuck in his craw, and he's always wanted to do it on his terms, which I gave him the opportunity, and I've given him the opportunity. Well, I stopped offering it, but I did it probably like 7 times over the last 4 years before I finally said, he doesn't want it. And then out of the blue one time, it was when Trump did something. He called me, he goes, do you see this shit? And I go, see what shit? And I forget what it was. It was something stupid. It wasn't my hill to die on. It wasn't anything racial or whatever like that. It was something like the paper straw thing. It wasn't my hill to die on. Whatever it was, he goes, did you see this shit? I can't go silently. I'm like, oh, well, welcome to the fucking party. I go, are you really now joining the party? I go, this guy's been, I go, so what's your idea for a podcast? Because you can't just go, oh, this guy's a dick, because that's not going to stick. You actually have to have something that's entertaining and something that's insightful and something that's different than anybody else is doing. I mean, I'm willing to give you the platform and the place to do it, but hey, man, pitch me, give me that elevator pitch. And by the end of the pitch, I was like, he's got nothing. And this guy is very smart, very funny. And I'd been waiting on the sidelines for this guy to show up at my door, interested. And he kind of came into it half hard, if you will. And I'm like, come back when you're ready to go, dude. Because this ain't gonna, I didn't say that. I just said, hey, come down anytime, we'll talk.
Never pick the guy at the bar that's into the whiskey. You know what you come with later.
Right.
And I refuse to, be with an Asian on meth and have to spend money on a good search party. It just doesn't work that way.
So
have standards, Paul. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
have standards.
Right. No,
Yes.
I get
bring
it.
the funny. Everybody, bring the funny. Of course, these times are miserable. We're all feeling it. We all have a gripe. So, what can you make funny out of it? Can you create it out of your 20 cats, each having these different personalities of Mango Mussolini and all this other stuff?
Oh, now I'm hungry.
Banana, all of that shit.
Mango Mussolini.
Oh.
That sounds like my favorite Froyo.
Banana
Froyo. What was it?
Banana Bonito.
Oh, I thought it was banana mojito, and now you're cruel. All right, so.
I can be cruel.
Okay.
That's another
podcast.
That is a totally different podcast. So, but yeah, no, I mean, oh my gosh, there's just so much shit, and so here's the other thing is I'm getting turned off by anything that's the news. I usually will wake up in the morning and at least play 10 to 15 minutes of news, so I know if the other side of the world's on fire, or even our side of the world's on fire, while I went to sleep. And they start rolling into something, and it's something from like, oh, the Hormuz Strait, or the Iran war, or the Epstein files. It doesn't matter. It's all
the same.
It's all the same. Or it's news that he's generated that even though they're playing it on CNN, even though they're playing it on left leaning news broadcasts, it's things that he said which are a lie. Like he said, oh, we're in talks and the talks are going well and we've got 10 talking points. I'm just taking one thing out of the headlines, which is the war. And he goes, oh, we have 10 talking points in there. They're all on board and they're going to give us all their uranium and we're going to walk in with them. And then everybody's like, yay. And gas prices change for about 12 hours for about 5 cents. And then all of a sudden they get confirmation, yeah, that ain't true. Nobody's heard that from the Iranian side or the Iranian side. So everything is, now it is really fake news because it's stuff that he's lying and bullshitting about half the time. And if you go to the news, if you go to the internet, go to Google and just hit the news tab, there's 10 stories that will pop up. I dare you. 8 of those stories are about something about Trump or the fallout of Trump. Something caused by Trump, either him directly or something indirectly. Like, oh, cancer patients lose funding.
Trump.
Yeah, right. Or RFK or whatever. So it's some bullshit. And so now I can't even listen to the 5 to 10 minutes of news in the morning because they start doing it. I'm like, skip the story. Skip the story. Skip the story. And I'm like, oh, it's the same shit. And it's, even though it's coming from my news.
Same with the podcasters.
Oh, yeah.
Same with the podcasters. It's the same old bullshit every day. Even the left wingers, Trump is crumbling today. He doesn't crumble, and he needs to be taken out of office.
A week ago, I was really excited that Melania had come out and talked because I was like, oh, she's gotten out in front of something. This is going to be good. She's trying to distance herself between Trump. I'm like, ooh. I started salivating. And I'm thinking to myself, this is really going to lead somewhere. No, it didn't. No.
Hey, Paulie, I'm running out of battery, so let's wrap her up.
Out of battery, so that means we're running out of podcasts. That's okay. We did 40 plus minutes.
With the storm.
So let's go around and make sure, Jen, where can we find everything that you do? Jen Eros on Instagram, we see here in the upper corner. But look at this camera and tell us where we can find you and what you're doing and shout out whatever you want to do.
Well, I'm up for private parties. I got invited back to Jackson for I can't talk about it. It's a surprise. May 2nd. So if you're there, you'll see me. I can't tell you where. But yes, for hire, if you guys want to get in touch with me at Jen Eros, EROS 209 at Instagram, Queen of Arts phonetically spelled KWEENUVARTS at yahoo.com. If you want to actually talk and send me some money, we can work that out.
Oh, and see, I didn't even do at 209. So I'm doing that now.
KENEROS.
Yeah, I got that.
209.
I didn't know that. Okay, there we
On
go. So
Instagram.
there it is. There it is. That's better, guys. That's how it is. All right. And then Zig, or I guess I've already actually promoted myself. You guys know I'm Paul Brumbaugh on all social, just like it is down below here. Also Edge Studios, just like it is down below there. Please feel free to reach out to us. I already gave you all that information in the earlier podcast. So if you want it, go back, rewind. And then Zig, get us out of here like only. Yeah, do whatever you want to say, and then get us out of here only like you can.
Retirement is okay as long as you're healthy. Stay that way, folks. Adios.
All right, guys. Till next week. Stay in the zone. Later.
Ciao.